Welcome to the Bible Quiz and Trivia channel. Today, we're diving into the lives of the kings and queens from the scriptures with some tough questions that will really test your biblical history knowledge. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video to support our content. After the quiz, share your score in the comments. We love seeing how well you do. Are you ready? Let's get started. Question 1. Who was the first king of Israel? A. Saul. B. David. C. Solomon. D. Jeroboam. Answer. A. Saul. Saul was anointed by the prophet Samuel and became the first king of Israel. His reign, marked by his initial success and subsequent disobedience to God, set the stage for the monarchy in Israel's history. Question 2. Which queen visited King Solomon to test his wisdom with hard questions? A. Queen of Sheba. B. Queen Vashti. C. Queen Athaliah. D. Queen Jezebel. Answer. A. Queen of Sheba. The Queen of Sheba visited King Solomon to test his wisdom with riddles and hard questions, as documented in 1 Kings 10-113. Impressed by his answers and the wealth of his kingdom, she praised the God of Israel. Question 3. Who was the king of Judah during the Babylonian captivity? A. Hezekiah. B. Manasseh. C. Zedekiah. D. Josiah. Answer. C. Zedekiah. Zedekiah was the last king of Judah before the Babylonian captivity. His reign ended when Jerusalem was captured by Nebuchadnezzar and the temple was destroyed. Question 4. What was the name of the queen who saved her people from genocide in Persia? A. Esther. B. Ruth. C. Deborah. D. Sarah. Answer. A. Esther. Queen Esther, featured in the book named after her, played a crucial role in saving the Jewish people from a planned genocide in Persia orchestrated by the villainous Haman. Question 5. Who was the longest reigning king in the history of Judah? A. Manasseh. B. David. C. Solomon. D. Rehoboam. Answer. A. Manasseh. Manasseh was the longest reigning king in Judah, ruling for 55 years. Despite his long reign, his rule was marked by idolatry and evil in the sight of the Lord, as described in 2 Kings 21-118. Question 6. Which king of Israel was known for his wisdom? A. Saul. B. David. C. Solomon. D. Ahab. Answer. C. Solomon. King Solomon, the son of David, was renowned for his wisdom. His wisdom, along with the building of the first temple in Jerusalem, is one of his most celebrated achievements. Question 7. What was the name of the king who rebuilt the temple in Jerusalem after the exile? A. Cyrus. B. Darius. C. Artaxerxes. D. Zerubbabel. Answer. D. Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel, a governor of Judah, led the first group of captives back to Jerusalem and began rebuilding the temple, a pivotal moment in Jewish history after the Babylonian exile. Question 8. Which queen was known for her evil influence over her husband, King Ahab? A. Jezebel. B. Athaliah. C. Michal. D. Bathsheba. Answer. A. Jezebel. Queen Jezebel, married to King Ahab of Israel, was notorious for her promotion of Baal worship and her persecution of the prophets of Yahweh, significantly influencing Israel's religious landscape to idolatry. Question 9. Who was the king during the time of Prophet Jeremiah's ministry? A. Josiah. B. Jehoiakim. C. Zedekiah. D. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. Prophet Jeremiah's ministry spanned the reigns of multiple kings, including Josiah, Jehoiakim, and Zedekiah, making him a crucial prophetic figure during a turbulent period in Judah's history. Question 10. Which king of Israel split the kingdom due to his harsh policies? A. Saul. B. Solomon. C. Rehoboam. D. Jeroboam. Answer: C. Rehoboam. Rehoboam's harsh policies and refusal to lighten the burdens placed on the people led to the division of the united monarchy into the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. Question 11. Who was the queen mother who ruled this region in Judah and was known for her idolatry? A. Athaliah. B. Maacah. C. Jezebel. D. Bathsheba. Answer: A. Athaliah. Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, ruled this queen region in Judah and was notorious for her idolatry and for nearly exterminating the royal family of Judah to secure her power. She was eventually overthrown and executed. Question 12. Which king of Israel was healed of leprosy by washing in the Jordan River on the advice of Prophet Elisha? A. Ahab. B. Jeroboam. C. Jehu. D. Naaman. Answer: D. Naaman. Naaman, though not a king, was a commander of the army of the king of Aram who was healed of leprosy after following Prophet Elisha's instruction to wash 7 times in the Jordan River. Question 13. Who was the king of Babylon who saw the writing on the wall? A. Nebuchadnezzar. B. Belshazzar. C. Darius. D. Cyrus. Answer: B. Belshazzar. Belshazzar, the king of Babylon, saw the mysterious handwriting on the wall during his feast, which was interpreted by Daniel and foretold the fall of Babylon. Question 14. What was the name of the queen who conspired to kill all the heirs to the throne of Judah but missed one? A. Athaliah. B. Jezebel. C. Maacah. D. Herodias. Answer: A. Athaliah. Athaliah, after the death of her son, King Ahaziah, killed all possible heirs to the throne but missed one, Joash, who was hidden in the temple by Jehosheba, his aunt. Question 15. Which king of Israel purchased a vineyard from Naboth? Ahab. B. Jehoshaphat. C. Jeroboam II. D. Omri. Answer: A. Ahab. King Ahab desired the vineyard of Naboth, which was adjacent to the palace. When Naboth refused to sell it, Ahab's wife, Jezebel, orchestrated Naboth's wrongful execution, after which Ahab took possession of the vineyard. Question 16. Who was the king of Judah that instituted significant religious reforms and found the book of the law? A. Jehosh. B. Hezekiah. C. Josiah. D. Jehoiakim. Answer: C. Josiah. Josiah was renowned for his religious reforms, which began after the high priest Hilkiah found the book of the law in the temple. He led Judah in a return to the practices prescribed in the Torah and removed all idols from the temple and throughout the nation. Question 17. Which pagan queen was the wife of King Ahasuerus in the book of Esther? A. Vashti. B. Esther. C. Jezebel. D. Athaliah. Answer: A. Vashti. Vashti was the first wife of King Ahasuerus, mentioned in the book of Esther. She was dethroned for her refusal to appear at the king's banquet, setting the stage for Esther's rise to queen. Question 18. Who was the first king to rule over the northern kingdom of Israel after the division? A. Saul. B. Jeroboam. C. Rehoboam. D. Ahab. Answer: B. Jeroboam. Jeroboam I was the first king of the northern kingdom of Israel after the division of the united monarchy. He ruled from Shechem and later moved his capital to Penuel. Question 19. Which queen was dethroned for her disobedience in the book of Esther? A. Esther. B. Vashti. C. Athaliah. D. Jezebel. Answer: B. Vashti. Vashti was dethroned for her disobedience when she refused to come at the command of King Ahasuerus to show her beauty to the guests at his feast. Question 20. What was the name of the king who succeeded Solomon? A. Rehoboam. B. Jeroboam. C. Ahab. D. Jehoshaphat. Answer: A. Rehoboam. Rehoboam was the son of Solomon who succeeded him as the king of Judah. His harsh policies led to the split of the United Kingdom of Israel. Question 21. Who was the king known for his wealth and ivory palace? A. Solomon. B. Ahab. C. Hezekiah. D. Jehoshaphat. Answer: B. Ahab. King Ahab was known for his wealth and for having an ivory house, as mentioned in the Bible, indicating his prosperity and opulence. Question 22. Which king cut off the gold shields that Solomon had made? A. Rehoboam. B. Jeroboam. C. Ahab. D. Joash. Answer: A. Rehoboam. Rehoboam replaced the gold shields made by Solomon with bronze shields after they were taken by the Egyptian king Shishak during his invasion. Question 23. Who was the last king of Judah before the Babylonian exile? A. Zedekiah. B. Jehoiachin. C. Josiah. D. Amon. Answer: A. Zedekiah. Zedekiah was the last king of Judah before the Babylonian captivity. His reign ended when Babylon destroyed Jerusalem and took the Judeans into exile. Question 24. Which queen of Judah was executed for treason? A. Athaliah. B. Maacah. C. Jezebel. D. Vashti. Answer: A. Athaliah. Athaliah, a queen of Judah, was executed for her idolatry and for seizing the throne after her son's death, nearly exterminating the royal family. Question 25. Who was the king known for tearing his kingdom into two by his foolish decisions? A. Solomon. B. Rehoboam. C. Jeroboam. D. Saul. Answer: B. Rehoboam. Rehoboam's harsh and foolish policies, particularly his decision to increase the heavy yoke on his people, led directly to the division of the United Kingdom of Israel into the northern and southern kingdoms. Question 26. What king was saved from assassination by his son Absalom? A. David. B. Solomon. C. Saul. D. Rehoboam. Answer: A. David. Although Absalom did later rebel against his father David, there is no biblical account of Absalom saving David from assassination. This question might be referencing Absalom's complex relationship with David, which included both loyalty and betrayal. Question 27. Which king was murdered by his servant while drinking water? A. Elah. B. Zimri. C. Baasha. D. Nadab. Answer. A. Elah. King Elah of Israel was assassinated by his servant Zimri while he was drinking water, fulfilling a prophecy about the end of his dynasty. Question 28. Who was the king that restored the Passover? A. Hezekiah. B. Josiah. C. Jehu. D. Solomon. Answer. A. Hezekiah. King Hezekiah is noted for restoring the observance of Passover in Judah as part of his religious reforms to bring the nation back to worshiping Yahweh. Question 29. Which queen is known for the story of the true motherhood test involving a baby and a sword? A. Bathsheba. B. Esther. C. The Queen of Sheba. D. None. Answer. D. None. This story involves King Solomon, not a queen. Solomon famously proposed to cut the baby in two, each woman claiming to be the mother receiving half. The true mother immediately asked to give up her claim, revealing her identity. Question 30. Who was the king during the fall of Jerusalem in 586 BC? A. Zedekiah. B. Jehoiachin. C. Josiah. D. Amon. Answer. A. Zedekiah. King Zedekiah reigned in Judah during the Babylonian siege that led to the fall of Jerusalem and the destruction of the temple in 586 BC. Question 31. Which queen was notorious for her introduction of Baal worship into Israel? A. Esther. B. Jezebel. C. Athaliah. D. Bathsheba. Answer. B. Jezebel. Jezebel was infamous for promoting the worship of Baal in Israel, significantly influencing her husband, King Ahab, to endorse idolatrous practices, which led to major conflicts with the prophets of Yahweh. Question 32. Who was the king that spread his cloak over a bare rock in reverence? A. David. B. Saul. C. Solomon. D. Josiah. Answer. A. David. King David showed reverence by spreading his cloak over a rock when seeking refuge and in moments of prayer and supplication to God, symbolizing humility and submission. Question 33. Which king had a sundial that went backward as a sign from God? A. Hezekiah. B. Ahaz. C. Jehoshaphat. D. Ahab. Answer. A. Hezekiah. King Hezekiah witnessed the miracle of the sundial going backward by 10 degrees as a sign from God through the prophet Isaiah, confirming God's promise to heal him and extend his life. Question 34. Who was the king of Assyria during the siege of Jerusalem? A. Tiglath-Pileser. B. Sennacherib. C. Nebuchadnezzar. D. Esarhaddon. Answer. B. Sennacherib. Sennacherib was the Assyrian king known for his siege of Jerusalem during the reign of King Hezekiah. His campaign ended abruptly when an angel of the Lord decimated his army. Question 35. Which king's death was prophesied by a prophet who came out of Judah? A. Jeroboam. B. Ahab. C. Baasha. D. Josiah. Answer. C. Baasha. Baasha's death and the downfall of his dynasty were prophesied by a prophet from Judah, signaling the end of his reign due to his sins and those of his household. Question 36. Who was the queen whose story is marked by courage and a strategic banquet? A. Vashti. B. Esther. C. Jezebel. D. Athaliah. Answer. B. Esther. Queen Esther is celebrated for her bravery and strategic use of a banquet to expose Haman's plot against her people, leading to the salvation of the Jews in Persia. Question 37. Which king had a dream of a statue made of various metals? A. Solomon. B. Nebuchadnezzar. C. Darius. D. Cyrus. Answer. B. Nebuchadnezzar. King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon had a significant dream of a statue made of various metals, which Daniel interpreted as the succession of empires, starting with his own. Question 38. Who was the king of Judah known for his disastrous alliance with Israel against Syria? A. Ahaz. B. Jehoshaphat. C. Hezekiah. D. Asa. Answer. B. Jehoshaphat. King Jehoshaphat of Judah made a disastrous alliance with King Ahab of Israel to fight against Syria, which led to Ahab's death and nearly cost Jehoshaphat his own life. Question 39. Which king received tribute from all the kings of the earth during his reign? A. Solomon. B. David. C. Rehoboam. D. Josiah. Answer. A. Solomon. King Solomon received tribute from all the kings of the earth, showcasing the vast extent of his wealth and influence during his reign. Question 40. Which queen was thrown down from a window and eaten by dogs? Athaliah. B. Jezebel. C. Vashti. D. Metul. Answer. B. Jezebel. Queen Jezebel met a gruesome end when she was thrown down from a window in Jezreel, and her body was consumed by dogs, fulfilling the prophecy of Elijah. Question 41. What king was struck by a disease until he acknowledged the sovereignty of God? A. Nebuchadnezzar. B. Belshazzar. C. Herod Agrippa. D. Manasseh. Answer. A. Nebuchadnezzar. King Nebuchadnezzar was struck with a disease and lived like a wild animal until he acknowledged that the Most High God is sovereign over the kingdoms of men. Question 42. Who was the queen who praised God for granting her a child in her old age? A. Sarah. B. Elizabeth. C. Rachel. D. Hannah. Answer. B. Elizabeth. Elizabeth, the mother of John the Baptist, praised God for blessing her with a child in her old age, fulfilling God's promise and her long-held hope. Question 43. Which king tried to unify the religious practices of his kingdom by placing golden calves in Bethel and Dan? A. Jeroboam. B. Rehoboam. C. Ahab. D. Omri. Answer. A. Jeroboam. King Jeroboam I placed golden calves in Bethel and Dan to unify the religious practices of the northern kingdom of Israel and prevent the people from going to Jerusalem to worship. Question 44. Which king was famously indecisive, consulting with both old and young advisors with differing advice? Rehoboam. B. Solomon. C. Ahab. D. Saul. Answer. A. Rehoboam. King Rehoboam was famously indecisive. He initially consulted the old advisors of his father Solomon, then turned to the young advisors who suggested harsher policies, leading to the split of the kingdom. Question 45. Who was the king taken into captivity with hooks? A. Hoshea. B. Manasseh. C. Jehoiachin. D. Zedekiah. Answer. B. Manasseh. King Manasseh of Judah was taken into captivity with hooks by the Assyrians, a humbling experience that eventually led to his repentance. Question 46. Which king hid 6 months in the temple from Athaliah? A. Joash. B. Amaziah. C. Ahaz. D. Jehoash. Answer. A. Joash. Joash was hidden for 6 months in the temple of the Lord from Athaliah, who sought to destroy all the royal heirs of Judah. Question 47. Who was the king known for his prayer of repentance, which is one of the longest prayers in the Bible? A. David. B. Solomon. C. Hezekiah. D. Manasseh. Answer. D. Manasseh. King Manasseh, after being taken captive, offered a prayer of repentance, which is noted for its depth and sincerity, reflecting his profound transformation. Question 48. Which queen's legacy is remembered for her vast wealth and visit to Jerusalem? A. The Queen of Sheba. B. Jezebel. C. Athaliah. D. Vashti. Answer. A. The Queen of Sheba. The Queen of Sheba is renowned for her visit to King Solomon in Jerusalem, where she tested his wisdom and was impressed by his wealth and the splendor of his court. Question 49. Who was the king who had a feast that lasted 180 days? A. Xerxes. B. Darius. C. Cyrus. D. Ahasuerus. Answer. D. Ahasuerus. King Ahasuerus, identified with Xerxes I of Persia, held a lavish feast that lasted 180 days, displaying the vast riches and glory of his empire. Question 50. Which queen was the mother of a king at the age of 6? A. Athaliah. B. Bathsheba. C. Jezebel. D. Vashti. Answer. A. Athaliah. Athaliah was the mother of Ahaziah, who became king at a very young age. She later usurped the throne after his death.